Hey everyone, my name is Isiah Ramos, and today my colleagues Olivia, Gordon, Andre Green, and I will be demonstrating some of the crazy properties of Ooblek. Now, first things first, what is Ooblek? Ooblek is what we call a non-Newtonian fluid, which is just a fancy way of saying it doesn't work how everyday fluids like water works. It has this peculiar characteristic where it acts like a solid for 1 second, and then a fluid the next second. One of the first major discoveries involving Ooblek occurred at the University of Texas at Austin back in 2004. They found that if you shake it at just the right speed and then maintain that speed, you could poke your finger through the Ooblek and that hole would stay. Once the shaking stopped though, it went back to behaving like a fluid and filled up any holes that were made. With Ooblek being such a strange acting material, it's fitting that the name Ooblek actually comes from a Dr. Seuss book titled Bartholomew and the Ooblek. Scientists had used the term as a placeholder until a proper name was made, but it ended up sticking around. Anyways, that's enough from me. Let's switch over to Olivia and learn how to make Ooblek at home.
Hello everyone, the materials you will need for this project are the following: a 1/2 cup of cornstarch, a 1/4 cup of water, a few eggs, a container for mixing. Clear plastic wrap is recommended, but I only have wax paper on hand, so that will do. You may also want gloves if you don't want to get messy. Additionally, you could add some food coloring to the mix to make it a little more colorful. Also, you may want to use a utensil like a whisk or a spoon to mix the ingredients in the container. So first, you will need to get out 1.5 cups of cornstarch and pour it into the mixing container. Be careful, this part can get messy. Next, you will slowly pour in the water while continuously mixing the mixture. If your mixture looks like this, a little bit too liquidy, what you will want to do is add a little more cornstarch. Remember, be easy with the cornstarch, it does not take a lot. And voila, we now have our Ooblek mixture. Now we will want to set up for our egg drop test. In order to make sure our egg is fully wrapped, you will need a piece of wax paper about this big. Next, what you will want to do is hold the wax paper in your hand, placing the egg in the middle. Folding the edges up to catch any straying Ooblek, now you will want to pour your Ooblek on top of the egg. Now that the egg is covered in Ooblek, you want to bunch the top up, and there you have it. Your egg is covered in Ooblek and ready for the drop. Ideally, this drop should be done outside, as once you unravel the egg in the Ooblek, it could go everywhere. For cleanup of this experiment, make sure you dispose of any egg, wrapper, or other trash you have left laying out.
In order to understand how Ooblek works on a fundamental level, it's important to look on an atomic scale to see what's really going on. Ooblek is known as a non-Newtonian fluid, meaning it's a pressure-dependent substance that changes its viscosity under pressure. In other words, the thickness of the Ooblek will vary depending on how much or little pressure you put onto it. If you were to drop an object on the Ooblek or give it a quick tap, you notice that it's a little difficult to get through the surface. You can think back to when the egg was dropped on the Ooblek and how it appeared to get thicker upon impact. On the other hand, if you slowly lowered an object or even your finger into the Ooblek, it will smoothly transition through the substance. This showed an opposite reaction to what occurred with the harder impact, and you may be wondering why. It's because unlike Newtonian fluids, non-Newtonian fluids are dependent on the shear rate of the substance. In a shear thickening system like Ooblek, the viscosity correlates to pressure, so the more pressure applied to the substance, the greater it will resist the flow of the fluid. You could try this out yourself and see how the Ooblek reacts to different amounts of pressure you put into it. Non-Newtonian fluids have interested scientists and students for years based on the strange properties that they take on. Using Ooblek is a great way to help students understand how the substance works, and it's so easy for anyone to make it at home. Our goal is to help young students get interested in the STEM field and show them that you can have fun working through experiments. It's important to get students interested in science and engineering related fields because there's so much potential out there, but they just need that little push to get in the right direction.